Okay, so this is part 4. Even though I have 5 video clips, this is part 4 because 2 was interrupted by a phone call. Here's the thing. We don't have enough heroes of mixed ethnicity. We don't. With the exception of that big Black Panther thing where all black people were like overjoyed with Black Panther. And I support that. But we don't have enough heroes in comics, whether it's Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, Harbinger, Archie's. We do not have enough mixed heroes. We don't have people who have more than one ethnic background in these comics and stuff. And I want to change that. That's why I started to make movies to begin with, so that we can have someone out there who represents us. Now, don't get me wrong, as I said in the other video, The Rock generally plays good characters, but they never really showed his home life outside of The Walking Tall, where he had a black daddy and a white mom. He doesn't make movies like that. Now, Skyscraper, he has a movie where there's biracial children in it. Yay, Hollywood for giving biracial children a chance, because the only other movie that I've ever seen with biracial children getting a chance to even exist in films was One Night Stand with my boy Wesley Snipes and my favorite Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., Ming-Na. Now, that out of the way and The Rock out of the way, there are not enough heroes of mixed ethnicity. Alright? Now, supporting the black heroes, yes, that's great. Supporting the white heroes, yes, that's great. Supporting the Asian heroes, yes, that's great. And by Asian, I also mean Native American. But supporting the multicultural hero has never officially existed in these comic books. Now, there have been biracial characters in Marvel. I can tell you, I only remember that maybe 1 or 2 of them, but I can't remember their code names. I can't remember their actual names at this moment just because I said that, but at the same time, there are at least 1 or 2 biracial characters in Marvel Comics. I don't fit the bill because they're not mixed with black. Okay? We can probably change that in a rewrite because they're always retconning something. But, for DC, I don't know any multicultural heroes. I also know that Hanna-Barbera was the ones who owned Apache Chief, and the only way to get the Super Friends show on was that they had to have Apache Chief, El Dorado, and the Samurai. I don't know why he didn't, and Black Bolt. I don't know why they gave them those names, because Samurai and Apache Chief have the most racist names ever. Samurai. You just know he's Japanese. His name is Samurai. Had a good accent, though. And then Apache Chief, they could give him a real name. He's Apache, and he's the chief. Apache Chief. Enoch Chalk. And then you have Black Bolt, who was like the only black guy on there. And he has, just like Samurai has a tornado or a hurricane or whatever blowing out of his ass, Black Bolt had a lightning bolt shit out of his ass when he was flying. Apache Chief couldn't fly, he could just grow. And I forgot what the fuck the Mexican guy's powers was. El Dorado, I can't remember what the powers was, but he had powers too. But those 4 guys was to lay down the ethnic wall for superhero cartoons. Because you had Wonder Woman, you had Batman, you had Robin, you had Superman, you had the Flash, you had Green Lantern, and you had Hawkman and Hawkwoman. All those guys had in common was the fact that they were all white people. So then, so you got Firestorm, and then you got Cyborg. Cyborg came in after Black Bolt, Apache Chief, El Dorado, and Samurai. So then you added Cyborg, and then you added in Firestorm, excuse me. Now in the comics, Firestorm's a black guy, so it changed up a lot of shit. Okay? Now, here's my thing on that. That's fine. It's all fine and dandy and everything, because I'm not a racist. I don't give a damn about the superheroes' colors. But where are the mixed people? We exist. Just not in the Marvel or the DC universe like talking about it, but we exist. Now, I will say, for the Marvel universe, the 3rd person that I know for sure is mixed is the child between Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. Before the retcon, when Steve Rogers was killed before the Skrull invasion, before Bucky Barnes became the Winter Soldier, who wound up becoming the 2nd Captain America. Well, technically he was the third Captain America because the second Captain America was a U.S. agent who was John Walker, who I'm sure you guys have no idea who the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, Google U.S. agent, aka John Walker. You'll figure it out. And the thing with my comic book knowledge, which was extensive until the Redcon of 2008, you know, the whole thing is that if you look hard enough, you probably will find the heroes. But if you don't know what you're looking for, then you won't. And the thing with me growing up, Roberto da Costa, was the only person of color in the New Mutants. Now, don't get me wrong, he's Brazilian, and he turned pitch black, and his code name was Sunspot. Okay? Now, let's go further down the New Mutants line. You have Sam Guthrie, you have Lila Chinley, who never really stuck around, Danielle Moonstar, who was co-captain with Sam Guthrie, you have Renee St. Clair, Doug Ramsey, and then you had Warlock, and you had Kitty Pryde sometimes, and you had Illyana Rasputin. So you got those 7 right there. And none of them were mixed. Oh yeah, I left off Karma and what the hell is her name? The other Brazilian chick, Magma. So I left off them. But technically, Karma's Asian, and Magma is Brazilian. And I can't remember their actual identities. So you had about 9 or 10 of them, and then Warlock came along, which made the 11th guy. So, but none of them were biracial. And the only person of color that was like of color was Roberto da Costa. Now, Renee was from Scotland. Sam was from some country place in Kentucky. Danielle Moonstar was a Cheyenne. Karma was from Vietnam. Magma was from Brazil. So you got 2 Brazilians, but none of these people are like dark except for Sunspot. See where I'm going with that? And then let's get into X-Force, because that's who they would become. So by the time they got to X-Force, there was no longer Danielle Moonstar. Tabitha Smith went from Boom Boom to Meltdown to something else, back to Tabitha Smith, and back to Meltdown, and then back to Boom Boom again. I don't know why. I didn't ask any questions. I just paid for the comic book. Then you had Warpath, who was the brother of Thunderbird, which I'm going to get to in a minute. And then you had Danielle Moonstar, who came back and forth, and Roberto da Costa, who came back and forth. And then you have Shatterstar, who's an alien, but he's white, because Dazzler's his mom, and she's white. Longshot's his dad, he's an alien, kind of a human from a different dimension, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And then you had, who the fuck am I missing? You had Domino, you had Feral. Feral is a Morlock, so she's like a cat, so you have no idea what the hell her ethnicity is, because she looks like a fucking cat. Then, you go into the X Factor. The original X Factor was the original 5 X-Men, and all of them were white. Alright? Without question, without a doubt. You had Jean Grey, she's white with red hair. You had Cyclops, he's white with brown hair. You had Iceman, Bobby Drake, he's white. You had Hank McCoy, who was blue but was white. And then you had Angel, who was blue but was white, with blonde hair. Alright, those are the original 5. And then later, they would be joined by Richter. Then they would have Renee St. Clair. And Richter, by the way, is Spanish or Mexican, or, well, not Mexican, because I think he's Spanish. I can't remember his whole first name, but Richter was his last name and his code name at the same time. And then you'd have Valerie Cooper, who ran the government facility the X Factor people worked out of. Then you have my boy Alex Summers, who took over from his brother Scott Summers, who went back to the X-Men with his fiancée Jean Grey or whatever, and everything that could go wrong had gone wrong. And then you had Forge, who was a Native American, who used to be an X-Man, who was also a Native American. Then we go back to the X-Men that most people know, not the original, but the X-Men when Storm was in charge. Storm was the only person of color there because she was from Africa, so you couldn't really call her black. You can call Bishop black because he was from the future, but he was definitely black. Then you had Wolverine, you had Colossus, you had Psylocke, both of them, because that Psylocke would go from being a European chick to being an Asian chick. You had Jubilee, who was also an Asian chick, and then you had Rogue, you had Dazzler, and you had Longshot. And also you had Havoc and Polaris. And before Havoc and Polaris, you had Banshee and Thunderbird. Both of them injured or killed on their maiden voyages. But nobody in any of those groups were mixed. Now we're getting off that, but we're staying on the mixed topic, which is because I want people to understand. I want to make movies with mixed superheroes so that if I have a Chinese father, it would have an excuse for me to go to China to be looking for my father. You know, or if I was living in China and I'm a Dutch child, or let's keep it real, I'm living in Vietnam and I'm a Dutch child, but my mom dies and I'm underage, so the government legally has to find my father and take care of me and send my ass back to America where I'm supposed to be in the first place. So then I have to come to a country that I don't know, although I was treated like shit in one country, and I gotta come to this country where I'm not treated like shit, but I'm not treated any better than I was over there. Now, Dutch children are a very special bunch. For those who don't know what Dutch children is, Dutch children are the children of GIs who had sex with indigenous females and got them knocked up and then left. Sometimes not by force, sometimes by force. Because when the military pulls out, we pull out. And we don't always take what we leave behind with us. So, that being said, you know, I wrote things like this, you know, and because we don't have those movies. We don't have scripts like that. We don't have people writing those scripts because apparently I don't exist. Right? So I wrote movies like that so that I can have heroes who look like me. That's pretty much the gist of it. There aren't enough multicultural heroes, and the only person that's playing any multicultural heroes is basically The Rock. Alright? Now I don't want to knock him out of fame. I want him to step aside and let me get a piece of those breadcrumbs. No. Like I said, acting is not the hard part. Getting discovered and getting the chance to show what you can do is the hard part. Now, a wrestler that I like named Nathan Jones left the WWE due to injuries and has been making mad movies in China. The problem is, he's only been playing the bad guy. Okay? Hey, whatever works. You know, if someone called me tomorrow and said, hey, you want to play a bad guy movie in China? And I'm like, am I getting an ironclad career that I will be in more than one movie? Because if I'm only going to do one movie, I'll take it, but I need to know what my future plans are before I take it. Because if I'm only going to do one movie, I don't want to leave school. You understand? Because school is very important. Education is everything. The smarter you are, the better you probably will be, depending on who hires you. That being said, you know, we set standards, but no one's setting the standard for making movies about mixed people. So, in this Getting to Know section, I'm pretty sure you know more than me than you need to know. Only thing you don't know is that I'm not standing here butt-ass naked. If I was standing here butt-ass naked, then you know way too much about me. But the thing is, when opportunity arises, you have to be ready to take it. I want to make movies because they make me happy. I want to make movies so that kids that are coming up like me, who are mixed, who go home to a white father and a black mom, or a black mom and a white father, and that's what I just said, so let me revert that to a white mom and a black father, or a black mom and an Asian dad, or an Asian dad and a white mom, or an Asian dad and an Asian mom who's mixed, or an Asian mom and a black dad or a white dad, a fucking mixed family. We exist. Why has there never really been any shows like this? Oh, I know why. America wants to pretend that we don't exist. They don't want to give people like me a show. It would be great, but what would they do? How would they do it? Would it be a superhero action show? Would it be a drama? Would it be an action comedy? Would it be something that influences everyone? Well, I would hope it just be a show that lasts for at least 3 to 5 seasons. Now, I'm going to end this video with telling you this. If things go right within the next 2 years, and I have to have my hip replacement, and I finish school, I'm still going after my acting dream. But in the meantime, I'm going to get a job. So, thank you guys for watching. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Come Forever number 2. I have another video, but it has nothing to do with this, so I'm going to exit out. And thank you guys for giving me 14 minutes of your life and some change that you can't get back. Be seeing ya.